for an hour.
All right, we're recording now. But yeah, got it. Okay. Yeah, I mean, we've already been bullshitting for like 30 minutes. I figured we might as well just start it and start getting some shit down.
So, want me to get a disclaimer out the way real quick?
Yeah, so this is going to be our little group chat. We may add people. We may not have someone because Kevin likes to be late and be in his car. We're just kind of going to be brutally honest, bullshit around, just talk about shit. I'm Connor. Y'all can go.
Jake.
Andrew.
Kevin, they call me Kev Swole.
You can't even see your face right now.
No, dude.
All you saw was his
thing
cheek
is-
and his little face just came in his little
Yeah.
shadow.
You'll never
Pitch black
when you see me, my face will be the last thing you're looking at. You see these peaks, dude.
Yeah, Andy's got it figured out a little bit with the lighting in the car. Next time he should be inside.
So you're in the car tonight.
This was a whole disaster getting this thing set up from the jump because
Yeah.
I'm currently on 2 devices right now just because my camera wouldn't work on my computer.
It's all good. We ain't even got a name yet. But
No.
if y'all leave comments on the YouTube account, and I think you could probably talk Connor into giving you some free shit.
Yeah, definitely to start off with that. We are not doing too well with thinking of a name for this. We want something funny, but then we want something that's not like too illegitimate to where it can be taken serious, but it can also be kind of funny. If y'all do leave a comment down below and we do end up using the name, I'll ship you a free tub of the company's pre-workout that I have. So I'll DM you on Instagram or through the YouTube or something like that, and we'll get it to y'all. If you can think of something clever. Like I said, nothing stupid, but something funny that at the same time can be professional.
All right. Who's our first?
So thinking first. You want to talk about the Arnold?
Yeah, let's get into the Arnold. Let's maybe pull up some pictures, Connor, if you can. I mean,
Mutant, man.
I know because I'm trying to find it, but the Olympia lineup dropped today. You've got a couple people that aren't going to be on it. There's a lot of debate right now if Rolly's going to even show up because he's been real quiet ever since losing to Nathan. I mean, he still qualified, so it's technically a win, but he won on a second place, and a couple of years ago he was like being a contender for the top. So I'd say he's definitely not too happy with that going on.
no. I mean, I
We're
hate to say it,
talking
but
about
Honestly, for his legacy, it may be good that he sits out because I mean, there's going to be a lot of strong people. So if he comes in and he really wasn't that strong, he may end up getting like a fucking like a
I'm gonna
6,
put
7,
him
8
like
type of place.
if he
At
does,
least.
I'm talking like 8th place. Like
Exactly. Yeah. No,
yeah,
it's strong.
I really think it'll, like you're saying, his legacy of always being one of the top ones. I don't think that's going to be him this year. Maybe
yeah,
that's
he has.
coming
What's up? Y'all can go. I
What's
didn't mean to
that?
cut anybody off.
I don't even know if he'll be top 10.
No. He also has a problem with like coming in like stage ready, peeled, like just on. Like he has a very bad problem with peaking.
that's
I don't know, he
always
just-
been his thing though.
Yeah, he doesn't know how to peak, and like that's what's helped. If he could peak, or if he could have peaked, all through his career, I think he could have been a lot better and like really made something of himself.
I
Besides
think
just
he's
being
one of
like
those people though that have switched coaches a lot.
he has switched coaches a lot.
I just find like if we're going to talk about the Arnold with Nick, he's been with Matt and that's it. That's his bread and butter. Like he sticks with Matt and like he says daily he updates. So he probably knows his body to, I'm going to feed you a piece of fish and this is what's going to happen. Like he knows it down. And like with Akeem is a freak. We went to the Olympia last year and saw him and dude, he stands out, but he was definitely way off. And I don't understand how you do the best you ever did and then you get rid of your coach. We don't know like the personal aspect of it on kind of like what happened, but if it's just you feel like you need a new coach, that doesn't make much sense to me.
Yeah,
I mean, look,
and
not paying Aceto anymore. He's only he splitting with Dennis James and Chris Aceto, and solely coached by Dennis James.
You're
You're talking about
Yeah.
Raleigh?
yeah, I don't understand who does that. Like,
Oh, he
Win-
posted
win
something
Olympia.
today though.
get rid of your
Wild.
coach.
Chris or Big Ramy.
Rami, it was just
His
his
face.
face. Yeah,
He's got the diet face going.
just like some people don't get it that bad, but he looks starved right now.
You're talking about Rami, right?
Yeah, big time. He looks.
Where'd you see some updates of him?
He
RX
posted
Muscle
one.
has one posted. I'm going to pull it up on the screen right now. If you go to this.
I actually, I have an interesting story about.
Oh, wow.
I can say to the podcast.
His cheeks are deep right now when it comes.
Oh, wow. He looks like he may be coming in lean.
Yeah, but there was another one, and maybe it's Dennis James that posted it. Story wise, yeah, it's gonna be here. No, I don't. Well, he took he was training right here, and he takes his shirt with his belt and does a whole V taper thing. His waist looks really small for him being as big as he is.
Yeah, a good story about how hard these guys diet is I have a friend who I'm not going to mention his name just because for the sake of the podcast, but he's good friends with Rami's coach, and Rami's coach was telling him about last year's prep for the Olympia. He about 4 days out, he got to a point where his food was so low and his water was so low that he actually thought he was dying, and he actually called home, and he called his coach Chris, and they also called like his family at home, and he was like, you know, like basically screw the Olympia. He was like, I just want to come home. He was like, I literally feel like I'm dying, and like if I do die, I want to be with my family. And they ended up having to talk him into like pushing, you know, towards the Olympia and staying in America. And I mean, he ended up winning it, but that's how like shitty he felt. He actually thought he was going to die.
He looks leaner this year, so I don't know. He's got to feel worse unless somehow they did it better this year, and so he doesn't feel worse, but he's going to look better.
That's a swallow tongue.
I think since he got here so late last year due to the COVID regulations, I think that he, you know, the flight messed him up, and getting here so late, I think that he had to diet harder than he would have to if he's been here for like 3-4 weeks, I'm pretty sure, this year.
I don't think Bonak's here yet either.
No, that's an issue too.
Who?
We just missed the Arnold because of it. Everyone said he would have beaten Nick. I really don't think so. But
no, I'm confident he wouldn't have. I mean, didn't see him, so it's hard to speak on it, but I'm confident.
Nick really knows how to he knows how to hit his shots. You know, there's some of his shots that are pretty undeniable, like the back double. Like, how can you beat him in that? He looks absurd in that. And then, I mean, arguably, you know, front relaxed pose, his abs, his midsection, you know, is obviously almost a strength now, which used to be what people would consider his biggest weakness. So I don't know.
Got, Sergio that put a good post out today about posing, because the score sheets with the Arnold was way off to what the posing was. And so like they had him in 6th place, Sergio, even though he was awarded the best poser. Yeah. Like, so they have like the judging and then they have the posing is how they do it on the scorecards. And they had him in 6th place for the posing, but then he gets the best poser. That makes much sense. So like Nick hits his like mandatories well, but I don't think he was a good poser as in like routine, like doing anything that wasn't just forward side.
Yeah. And then Jay Cutler also made a comment on that. He pretty much, long story short, said that even though he agrees that Nick definitely won the show, he thinks that so they had Nick at I think 12 points, which the lower you have is the better. They had him at 12 points, and then Ian, who placed second, they had him at like 42, I believe. So it was like a big difference in points. And Jay's point was that basically like it shouldn't have been like that big of a difference. Like it wasn't like, in his opinion, like that big of a difference.
Purely off of look and not posing. And it's like the Arnold is specifically the Arnold, not even talking about the Olympia, is huge around posing.
Right.
Like that's Arnold's thing. It's his posing and the people and doing the classic, like the starting basically classic physique with all the unique poses. But they didn't really score that like you would think they would.
No, not at all. I mean,
did y'all hear Arnold's commentary during the actual competition about the legs and the calves and stuff like that?
I heard about
yeah.
I didn't listen to
honestly. I mean, my take on Arnold is he kind of showed himself as kind of a douchebag, you know, during. I mean, it wasn't just a commentary. So the commentary was one thing, and then you know Nick Walker, like a month before the Arnold, he released some video on YouTube, and he's talking about how his dream, you know, is not only to win the Arnold, but to bring his parents on stage to meet him. And then after the show, you know, Arnold doesn't even take the time. He just walks off the stage.
He got the picture with them, but he tried to get him on the stage, and they didn't do it then. But he
I
got
had
the
heard that
picture
so
actually.
he did get a picture.
Yeah,
His
after
parents-
he,
Yeah,
his
he
parents
made a
get to meet
post
him?
about like how it's his dream for his parents. But I know he did try like when they gave him the thing, he's like,
Yeah,
bring my parents up here, and they were like, no, we're
Yeah, I know.
going to Warden.
yeah. I've been seeing that. I've been seeing that said a lot though. That Arnold just came off as very like arrogant, and cocky.
He can be
stuck in the
pretty
past.
strict. He can be very,
Yes.
very stern with things, I'd say.
Yeah, he's very set in his ways. It's a good way of describing him. But yeah, no, he made a comment. For those who don't know, he made a comment about Ian Belair's calves. He said he doesn't understand how you can have a great physique like that, but such tiny calves. Which is, I don't know. It's not a comment I think you should
There's
be
no
making.
way that he's not training them.
What did Arnold's calves look like? They were not. I promise Ian's are bigger than Arnold's.
Not as aesthetic, but maybe bigger.
Right.
They definitely
I don't
are.
know. I mean, Arnold had pretty big calves. Ian's are pretty small.
If he did actually run his 10 miles a day like he said he would, I feel like some people over exaggerate their legacy, but like if he was running his 10 miles a day and doing all the crazy stuff he used to, then I mean, you're going to have some pretty wicked calves. Like,
Yeah.
Right.
you're
And then
240, 50 pounds and you're running 10 miles a day, your calves are going to be huge.
yeah, they're gonna be jacked.
But like, I totally get him on that. I don't understand how Ian's calves are just so narrow when you know that he's like, even with growth hormone and stuff like that, it allows you to build new cells and grow muscles that you wouldn't think you'd be able to grow. And he's doing that everywhere except there.
The
I'm
stubborn
surprised.
muscle right there.
I'm surprised he hasn't used any SEO or anything like that.
I was about to say, dude, there's one time I might actually say synthol should be used. That would be it. That'd
In
be
that
it.
situation of the calves.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I don't think it's as widely
one
used
excuse.
anymore, but I think he could use just a little.
Or like even like get implants or something like just to, so that story has to end, you know. Even
Yeah.
if they know it's fake, they'll understand, you know.
Did y'all see Andrew jacked?
Yes, he
Yeah.
won his show. Not an
Yes,
IFBB
but-
show, for those who are wondering. But
Look
he
at
competes
this.
in the I don't even know what he competes in. Do y'all know?
It's like the United
Yes.
I don't know. Yeah.
Dude,
United Dubai League. or
I
something.
don't know why I did not know this. He's in classic physique.
No way.
Yes.
They must have way different weight caps. I'll say
No,
that.
he's like 6'3", 6'4".
Oh,
So
okay.
he just looks
All right.
huge, but
He's not that
he's
classic
in-
though.
he's in classic. Dude, he looks like an open body all around.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
Yeah.
he's not classic at all.
look
No,
at the
I'll agree
trunk
with
stuff.
that. Yeah.
And he's hitting full splits. Like he is a freak. He's like 45 too. I'm pretty sure he's like he's not young. He just started late, but like, dude, classic physique. What? I know Chris is big, but this just looks like a bodybuilder to me. That doesn't look like a classic physique.
So what do y'all think his reasoning is behind not competing in the IFBB? Do you think it's
He's
just
working
simply
on
a
it.
reason of like getting into the US? I think that's what it is.
Maybe I don't know the exact details, but he said that he wants to. He's especially with this goal is that he said that his and his coach have a couple things planned, and they're working on like he said this isn't even as lean as he's going to get. He's going to get crisper or more crisp, whatever
Right.
like grammatically correct would be, and that he's going to work on coming over to the IFBB in America.
I heard that too.
Okay. That makes sense. Because I mean, I don't follow him too much, but I know he's won like at least 3 shows this year. It seems like he wins majority of the shows he does in that like division.
All those guys don't look as good though.
Right.
I
Yeah,
don't-
it's not the IFBB.
like that.
That's like with the it's something with a K. Do y'all know who I'm talking about? He's in like
No
Russia
clue.
or the Czech Republic.
No.
Oh, I'll show. He was beefing with one of the main bodybuilders the other day. He just won a show, and he has like really crazy proportions and all that. But if you see
Not
of
good
who he's
veto, huh?
going, no. But if you see of who he's going up against, it's like okay, like it's not a debate that he's going to win, but how well he'd do here is what I'd really debate.
Oh, I know you're talking about Krizo.
How do you spell it?
It's like Michael Michal and then Krizo.
Yeah,
I've seen it. He's the dude with the little bald head.
yes.
He's got like he does look massive in some pictures though, like his side
Yes.
tricep. side bicep, his chest.
Michael
and everything is
Crezo.
huge.
I'm
we,
He's
about
pull
to-
the
not a
picture?
bad bodybuilder, but
yeah,
people
he
were trying
looks-
to compare him to Rami.
Absolutely
can-
not. But
Yeah, you
that's
cannot
what
compare him to Rami.
that's what they're
He's-
talking about, though, is that like so he's one of the foreign competitors, and he wins all the shows, and he looks really good. His arms are huge, his proportions are
Yeah,
great.
keep
and it's
keep
like,
showing some more of his some
Oh,
of
yeah,
his
this is
pictures not in show day. He looks pretty fucking huge in those
It's the
side
dude, he looks
side chest pictures.
he looks amazing. Like, look at his
is
shoulder
the,
and delt over here on like just like the cuff and muscle belly. But then it's like put him on an IFBB stage, and then he doesn't look so amazing. He still looks great, but the guys over here, I feel like, are just crazier than this.
He does look pretty freaking good though. He's just got a tiny head.
Aesthetic wise, hell yeah.
Yeah, no, he looks great. He's
And
the
we
one
got
that
some
threw
freaks
shots
over here.
at Walker, Nick Walker.
He did.
No,
Hey, Scroll down,
Unless it was
Connor. Scroll down.
clickbait. I saw something about it. It
oh,
might
he
have been
did.
clickbait.
He. I think that he was saying that Nick doesn't look good, as in like
Yeah, that one.
which one? This?
Side chest. Yeah.
Well, because he's so aesthetic
Look at that.
that I would say that he probably looks at Nick's physique and is like, that's not good. But then it's like, well, go stand next to him and then tell me it's not good. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Right.
Find a
He's got
find a
good
back
arms.
double for him.
Nick's walking around with nearly 25-inch biceps. Like that's
Put find a back
Where do you-
double buy from that guy.
Where do you think Nick's placing at the O?
my bet was he was going to win the Arnold just because of how freaky he was in the lineup. I'm going to say top 3, but I'm going to say third.
Do you think?
I'm also sorry. You can go.
No, you're good. I was asking who he thought was placing second, but I'd like to hear your prediction too, Andy. What's up?
I'm gonna say top 3, 4 at the worst, but I see him top 3 as well. But like worst case scenario, 4th place.
So, I mean, my prediction is you got to look at it. So the top 5, pretty much arguably, throughout. I mean, most people are going to say the top 5 is going to be, Rami, Hadi, Brandon, and then you got Bonac if he, is able to make it over here. And then that 5th spot, you could. I mean, obviously Nick's the leader. I mean, the ones that are kind of in the mix would be Ian. Would be it's hard to even think about it when you don't see the lineup up. But I would say that's the top 5 with Nick. And then I think Nick could be Bonac, so that would put him in 4. And then I think Brandon's going to be a very strong. When you put him next to Brandon, his legs are going to outdo Brandon. His back double by will. But Brandon's I think he's going to look really good. So
Andrew and I
think
went
honestly,
last year, and I can say 100% Hadi was overlooked. So that's why I have him in second.
That's also why I have him in second.
Yeah, I think he was overlooked, and he is not going to be overlooked this year. Rami is just Rami. Like, seeing him in person, it's really unreal. So if he can nail his conditioning, Nick's a freak, but you're nothing compared to a 5'10", 310-pound mutant. Like, I get he's the mutant, but Rami's
dude, what the fuck?
Different. He's an alien. He came from one of those temples.
There's a possum in my yard.
I said he's the 4th temple in Egypt, and I thought that was hilarious. The 4th pyramid.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I think Connor can agree with me that in person, you could definitely say that Hadi was the crispiest and had the most detail.
I
It
think
was
so.
just his
I just
size did
overlooked.
not compare to Rami. Yeah,
Well, even them, because they placed him outside of Brandon.
they took him out of the top 5 for a minute.
Brandon's beautiful. Like, Brandon really does have, I think the prettiest physique, if we're talking from a Flex Wheeler standpoint or something that's just like a Sergio Olivia, where it's just like you look at it and it's like, God, that's beautiful. But
Great muscle
some of these
bellies.
guys are so freaky that it just takes away from the aesthetic. And
I agree.
Rami and Nick are going to for sure, I think, take that. I think Hadi's another one. So I'm going to keep Brandon up there, but dude, I might put him 4th or 5th. And then I think that next spot is up for, there's a handful of people. I'd have to see the thing, but
Brandon Kirk, fucking aesthetic. I'm looking at him right now.
that's what I'm saying. He looks though, when he came out, man, his muscle bellies are so round, and just the way that he's shaped is so nice. He's not that big compared to them.
Mhm.
So side by side, that's where he gets beat. But dude, his solo routine when he came out, I was like, that's fucking beautiful.
Yeah, it was breathtaking for sure, especially for
He came
OCR,
out and he
because-
did the whole, he stood in the shadow in the back. It looked like something you'd see in a cartoon. with just how round and everything just looked so crazy. And he walked out, and it was great. I really liked his performance. But then again, when we're talking about lineup, hitting all the mandatories, he gets outsized. And then it's like, yeah, he's pretty, but you're standing next to a 310-pound pyramid.
Yeah, no, literally.
I'm going to say Rami first. I'm going to say Hadi second, just because of I saw him last year, and he really was a freak. But it could go either way between him or Nick, depending if Nick gets a little bit crisper over the next couple days. But that's definitely, I think, the top three.
I'm agree with Connor. I have obviously Rami first. I'm gonna put Hadi second, same reason, because I saw him in person. His detail and dryness is just insane. He's so grainy. I mean, obviously, I've never seen Nick in person. Well, I take that back. We have met Nick Walker actually, but he wasn't competing. It was off season.
He was just walked by and threw up a bicep so we could get a picture.
Yeah, he was just huge at the time, which is crazy
So real quick, I get asked all the time, what's a good like pre-bedtime meal, and I'm gonna make mine real quick. So this is a simple, real quick, real easy to stomach. So we got for my whey protein, to get a protein source, I use Stallion Supps. It's our brand. It's our company. It does the job. It's perfect. And really good taste. So with peanut butter, I add a little bit of fat. So I got my slow digestion carb.
That's
perfect. You mix that up.
Mix that up. Fat boy.
Blend the oats. Mix that up, and that's perfect.
Yeah, if you're a fat boy like Kevin, that peanut butter s'mores.
Oh yeah.
Good blend.
Good soup.
Talk this dude into sending me one that I don't have to pay for. It's in there like swimwear. I haven't said the right thing yet to him.
Are you still in Lafayette?
No, I moved back.
Oh, you're in Kenner now?
Yeah, River Ridge, but pretty much.
Okay. I remember you saying that now.
Let me tell you, the one thing I miss about Lafayette Reds is the nicest fucking gym in Louisiana. Hands down.
Yeah, you're ever out there, you got to go. It's just unique. It's like, because you got Valhalla, but dude, it's you get that cleanly, like commercial feeling with the uniqueness of like Valhalla all in one.
It's that's private to people. The machines of Valhalla with the facility Elmwood, except a little nicer. Like it's
from what I understand from talking with Sean and Rob, is that they're going that way. It's just that he's cutting the corners while he can for right now, and he's going to go all in soon, and then it'll be something like that. Where I'm sure he'll get some newer equipment, and then you can have it kind of like Reds, where you'll have the newer equipment, and then you'll also have all that old school badass beat up equipment that you can go in and kind of do what you want. I'm interested to see how the demeanor plays out, because it's like you have that certain atmosphere when you're in there, but if they do go commercial a little bit, it's gonna have to change, because you can't have that many people with all of that same like.
Yeah, someone's gonna
put you on that grave wall over there. Like it becomes a little more.
The shame wall for the
the wall of shame, the graveyard.
Yeah. Just so for people who have not experienced Red's Gym, just so y'all know how serious it is, I actually went there during the summer, and I was originally going straight into grad school. I'm not doing that anymore. But I was considering for about 2 months going to grad school in Lafayette, not because their program is anything special, but just so I could, for 2 years, pretty much disappear from society and just train at Reds every single day. And like that was my dream for about 2 months. I was like, if I could take 2 years and just go off the grid and just train hard at Reds, I could make some crazy fucking changes.
It'd be like your local like oxygen gym,
No, it is. It really is.
We go to Elmwood out in Harraham, which is like the New Orleans area. It's pretty nice, but Reds really is just in its own league, because it has like, because you go to Oshner and you're like, man, we've got the cold tubs, the hot tubs, the steam rooms, sauna, pools, lunch rooms. Like it's like a convention center with a gym and a country club, and Red has all of that, but then it's just so much more unique, dude. There's shit you find in there and you're like, this has to be 70 years old. Like,
yeah, no, real old school equipment that you won't find in any other gym.
I don't understand how it's so well taken care of. Like they must have people clean that on the clock.
Like a shoe polisher.
Yeah.
Coming in there.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah. Because like Valhalla's not like that. The machines are beat up. They're fucking badass, but they're beat up. But you can still get those machines that are still over at at Reds, and it's like they're so old, but you're like, this
Yeah, they're
really
from the
isn't.
80s, but
Yeah, it looks like it's a 5-year-old piece of equipment.
Let
A
me
lot
put
of
it.
older people go there, so maybe it doesn't get used as much. I know when you go to Valhalla, everyone uses the shit in there. Like what's in there is used, and it's used hard. So I think maybe that kind of plays a role into it too.
No AC in Valhalla, so you sweat.
Yeah, corrosive.
That red.
All the trim sweat eating through the machine.
They also, I'm
corrosive.
not familiar a lot with Valhalla, but I believe they only have like maybe like 1 or 2 workers, if they even have workers.
That's what I was saying.
Reds
Commercial-wise.
Yeah,
it's just
Reds
Sean.
has a handful of workers.
Yeah, it's just Sean, and he's got it to where like everyone knows each other. So you're being watched, but it ain't by a worker. It's just by someone that's got him on speed dial. And if you fuck up, you're gonna get a text message, and it's gonna be like, "Hey, don't come to my gym again." Like
right,
which is great. It really is. I don't know. It's very unique.
One of
to see.
One of one, absolutely.
I'm thinking when you were talking about the whole like going away thing, that's kind of how I am right now. So everybody, they're in New Orleans. I've been in New Orleans my whole life. I just turned 21 this week, and I've spent 21 years in New Orleans my entire life. But Ida just came through and entirely ripped my roof off. So my family's relocated in the time being. They're staying there. I use it as an opportunity to come to Houston. So I'm out in Texas now, and I've kind of got that mentality right now. So I have a show in 5 weeks. So I'm using it strictly to just be here and bodybuild. I'm going to start doing videos and content and stuff that's going to keep me preoccupied. But in a sense, I'm still like, I'm not socializing. I'm not really out here. I'm meeting people and trying to make connections, but not so much like friends. Like at the end of the day, I talk to these guys. I'm not really out here trying to make new friends here to hang out with and stuff. It's more just connections, and I'm as friendly as I can be, but I'm here for a purpose. And that's the kind of way I'm looking at it right now.
He's kind of a dick.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
It's funny that you say that, Connor, because Taylor was actually asking me. I was telling Dakota about this and Kevin, but Taylor was actually asking me the other night, which Taylor's my girlfriend, for those who don't know. She was like, "You know what I've realized?" And I was like, "What?" She's like, "You don't have a lot of friends anymore, and all your friends are pretty much bodybuilders." And she was like,
"Birds of a feather flock together."
Yeah, she was pretty much asking why that is, kind of. And I was just basically saying that, like,
birds of a feather flock together.
Yeah, that, and it's hard to be, like, no offense to anybody, but it's hard to be friends with people who just don't have that mentality that we have. Like, we're not worried about the thing that most 21, 22, 23-year-olds are worried about. Definitely a problem
with my girlfriend, because I gotta like struggle. I'm like, come on, like eat your meals for the day. And it's not because I want her to be a bodybuilder or anything, but I'm just like, you haven't ate yet today. It's like 6 p.m. Please eat. And I'm like, or she wants to go do something, and I'm like, look, I've got my show coming up. Like, I'll go do it with you, but like we have a time frame. I have to get my meals in, and they don't see it. They're kind of like, what do you mean? Just go out.
Yeah, no,
like,
the thing is,
and I want to.
The way we live,
fun, but like, I got a goal, and that's going to require a whole lot more effort than what you think it does.
Yeah, I've been told. I've been looked at, from wife and stuff like that. Looked at like as if my diet and the way that we eat and stuff is weird and not normal. But it's funny because I've literally watched people eat.
Yeah, we look at them. We're like, did you really just order like a piece of bread and dessert?
Exactly. No, I've seen people in my family. Their whole meal would be like a plate of macaroni and cheese, and that would be their entire meal. And they think that it's weird. So
sorry, I think we lost to Cody. We gotta get him back somehow.
I think his phone died.
I think he was on his computer. I could be wrong.
Oh,
I'm gonna text him to figure out what happened. But sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. You can continue.
You're good. But yeah, it's just funny how it's not normal to have like the diet that is healthy. It's not normal to be worried about eating every couple hours. It's the normal thing is just eating whatever you have an appetite for. No matter if it's pizza, no matter if it's ice cream, you just eat when you're hungry and whatever you want to eat. Whatever you look in the pantry and see that it looks good, that's the normal diet. People don't know what carbs are.
So not
they don't know.
Like our health in America is so bad, so bad, and that's why. Like,
nobody has an idea of how many calories they eat on a daily basis.
Not even calories, like micronutrient standpoint, they're lacking so much essential stuff that you don't like. I don't want to eat this stir fry mix, but it's got fiber. It's got nutrients. It's got vitamin A, E, K. Like it's got the things that you need in the carrots and Brussels sprouts, iron, and all this stuff that you don't get from processed food. And then people have all these health issues, and it's medicine you need for it. And try to like just eat better. Like I'm not even from a bodybuilding standpoint, which is like what I try to tell Sophia, because I'm like, it's not that I want you to be some big beefy woman. It's just that like I see what you eat on a daily basis, and then you're telling me you're having some of these issues, and I'm like, it's probably because your body is missing something, and it's not medicine. It's just missing the things that it naturally needs.
Yep. No, I totally agree.
Well, most people live the I'm going to lose some weight by like not eating, and I'm going to eat one big meal.
I hate
starving yourself.
For that one big meal,
they're fasters.
Yeah, exactly. And they think that, like, I've heard that before. It's like, they look at me who's eating all the time. It's like, how are you losing that weight? Like, or how do you look like that when you're eating all the time? Like, I barely eat. I'll eat breakfast and all this stuff. And I'm like, well, because you do that, you're putting your body into starvation mode. That's why.
It's smarter than you are. It's smarter than this thing up here, because this is going to play the most games on you. But your body still works the same way. Even though your brain might change, your body's still going to function the same way. Unless it's not fueled properly, then it's not. But like at the end of the day, you're going to be in a deficit or a surplus, and you not eating for 19 hours is not going to affect that at all.
No, it puts your body into starvation mode. And what if you put your body day in and day out into starvation mode? Every time you get food, what do you think your body's going to say to that food?
Store it.
It's going to want to store it because it's going to know that it's about to not have food for a long time. And that's what happens. And they're not only eating a little bit of food, the food they eat during that time is junk. So
it's almost a phobia. I've got a couple friends that I've known and tried to give some advice to that they'll ask me for it because they'll hang out with me for sometimes and they just see me scarfing food and they're like, dude, there's not a time that I see you and you don't have abs, whether you're bulking or not. And they're extremely overweight. And he's like, I only ate once today. And I try to explain it to him. And it's almost like they're like scared to eat. And there's no secret. It's like a phobia almost, like I said. Like he's literally is like scared to eat in a sense. And
there is one secret.
Even if you put a little bit of weight on just from you eating in the beginning, once your body realizes that it's no longer needs to store stuff, it'll start to use it. And then you can feed it what it needs to be used, and everything will start to work like magic. And that's
I mean, it's all about speeding up your metabolism. That's the goal, all the time. I mean, I'll use Jacob as an example. I mean, he has a really fast metabolism. So does Connor. I like to think mine's getting there too, but they definitely have faster metabolism than me. But when Jacob was bulking, when I went up to Lafayette and he was bulking, he wanted to put a little bit of fat on because it's easier to build muscle when you put on fat. And this guy was going to McDonald's every day and getting like 3 Big Macs, 2 large fries, and like just stuffing his face with all these fats. And like,
it was the triple cheeseburger, man. That thing's anabolic.
Yeah. And he still couldn't put on fat.
They make that meat out of tren cows. I swear to Christ.
They've tested them for D-ball. They've got D-ball in some McDonald's products on everything. Like they're putting stuff into those cows 100%. I do Whataburger. I'm being out here like I had one earlier. I had a double cheeseburger with fries, honey butter, and a Coke. And it's like I'm 5 weeks out and I go do 30 minutes of cardio after and I'm like flat as a pancake. And it's just like you got to get flat, but at the same point, you don't want to like over deplete and then your metabolism stalls. And everybody
And then there's me, dude. My day today. See, I'm kind of the opposite. Y'all got that fast metabolism. I could put on weight and I get full. Like my muscles get real full real fast. And they take a little while to get flat. But like today, I was taking it as just like a high calorie day. I hadn't been to the grocery. I finally have. But this is my meals today. I woke up and had a smoothie. I had a 40-ounce strawberry Hulk with peanut butter added. It was well over 1,000 calories, probably like
the strawberry Hulks. If you got the big one, is 2,300 calories.
It was the 40 ounce, So 2,300 calories for breakfast.
Peanut butter, so that's like 26.
Yeah, Wiz, you're sitting at almost
6,000 calories.
Yeah, that's 250 grams of carbs in the meal.
And then I got to work, dude. And then I got to work and drank, and then ate. I had 2 chicken biscuits from Chick-fil-A. I ate those, and then I had a thing of chicken minis. I ate those, and then lunch came around, and I ordered the 14-inch pizza from Blaze Pizza, pepperoni pizza. Ate that entire thing. And then
You gain
went to the
weight the
gym.
easiest, though.
My post workout from the gym was actually clean because I had gone to the grocery at this point. It was 6 ounces of chicken, or 5 ounces of chicken, 2 eggs, the grits, and then I just had the smoothie. And starting tomorrow, we're not gonna be eating that like that.
Yeah,
we may be eating that amount of
tomorrow.
calories, but it's gonna be from clean food. Because I'm about to put on some sick gains, dude.
It's crazy how much water weight I lose when I go from eating really lenient to still eating in a surplus, but eating clean in a surplus.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Definitely.
When I cut out any fast food, like I still have red meat. Everyone knows I have a pound of ground beef every single day without.
I'm the same way. I have to. The calories I need the calories. Like I can't force that much more food down without messing up my stomach.
Yeah.
I've got to throw in some red meat, peanut butter, and just little things that, like, my carbs are still super high, but without throwing in those little fats and stuff, I can't. I just lose too much weight.
Speaking about carbs, let me tell you about this issue I've been having when I wake up, because it's weird. It's like it's a blood sugar issue, but not really. So I've been waking up and I test my blood sugar every morning when I wake up. And it's fasted when in the morning. It's supposed to be below 90, and it's always been around 90. For whatever reason, I've been waking up in the morning with a high blood sugar, like 110. I use like natural glucose disposal agents like berberine to bring it down, and I drop my carbs all the way down to try and like let my blood sugar stabilize. As I eat throughout the day, it does not fluctuate. Sometimes it drops a little bit lower. My blood sugar stays between like a high 90 and a 110 range when it's supposed to be below 90 fasted and below 140 post meals.
So when you're talking about having trouble gaining weight and needing your triple cheese max from McDonald's, right now that your blood glucose and your blood sugar is messed up, are you putting on fat?
No, I'm not, because I'm not eating like that either. I don't eat
clean.
Yeah, very clean. I've been eating very clean for the last 4 or 5 days, hoping it would honestly last.
I got mine tested a couple weeks ago, just when I got my blood paneled before I kind of got deeper into prep, and I was having some hormone issues that I figured out. I think it was a 91 is what it was, but I wasn't fasted. I had one meal, and then I went and got my blood drawn, and then on it said that my blood glucose was a 91, which isn't low, but it wasn't.
No, that's not above 45 is you're not going to feel any low blood sugar sides or anything like that. They say a healthy range is below 90 fasted, and then as long as you don't get above 140 after a meal, you're not in like a pre-diabetic state. I'm wondering if I feel like I just made this size permanent lean muscle. I just maintained this weight long enough to like hit that point where 185 of lean tissue's not going away. I'm wondering if that's not just what my new normal is for my blood sugar at a higher body weight.
Yeah, I mean,
I think it has to do with
I think it could be. Didn't you ran MK for a little while, huh?
Yeah, I did, but it was 15 milligrams a day, and I came off.
How long have you been off?
About 5 days.
Well, I think that's
might
that's
give that
right
some time. But for 5'7", holding lean 185, that is pretty. From what I've read, that's pretty heavy. Because I mean, 5'7", we're both 5'7". That's pretty short.
Yeah.
So,
I definitely have a hard time putting on size, but anytime I mess with my insulin, I definitely feel like I take insulin, but I've definitely tried MK, and I feel lethargic, as I'm sure it's my IGF-1, but it could also be just my blood glucose getting messed up. I've heard some stuff about it, kind of just the way that it stimulates it is just that your pancreas gets overworked and it doesn't perform the way it needs to. Is rather than just like doing an exogenous form of it, rather than naturally producing more of it, somehow it overworks the pancreas. I don't know the exact details.
It's because I'm 90% sure what you're talking about is because it keeps exogenously. It's like a 6-hour half-life.
Yeah, then and there happens. But instead of just continuously stimulating it,
is a 24 hours it agonizes that ghrelin receptor. It agonizes it. It tells you you're starving.
Yeah.
4 hours. So like I said, all that, we'll see if it steadies. I'm glad I caught it. It wasn't in like it was that health marker was not in an unhealthy range, but knowing what it normally is for me, I'm glad I caught it. I'm at least gonna monitor that shit, see if it goes down or not. If not, I guess I'll go get some bloods and talk to the doctor about it.
Yeah, definitely just keep an eye on it for now, but hopefully it'll go down as as the MK slowly starts to.
I tried cutting my carbs down, but let me tell you, as soon as I went to the gym and I was weak, I was like, man,
it's miserable. Yeah,
I
nobody
was
wants to
like,
do
you
that.
know what? I'm bulking. I'm not doing low carbs. I'm
Yeah.
bulking.
No,
I can't perform without them. It's very
keto diet and
it's very weird for me. Like this last meal I had was this is probably my first meal all prep that I don't have carbs in the meal. Now that like I know officially I'm going to do that show and I'm going to get a little bit deeper into my conditioning for the next 5 weeks, that like I'm probably will just have one a day that won't have carbs, and then I up my cardio a little bit. But like, dude, I feel like I get leaner slower if I don't have that extra energy and glycogen to kind of just fuel my body to do what it needs to do, which everyone's case dependent with that. But like, dude, I'm eating over 3,500 calories a day on average. And there's some days where I just will miss a meal, or like not miss a meal, but like I'll miss the calories in meals that'll probably add up to like somewhat like a meal that I just won't have my red meat for the day or something. I won't go to the grocery, and like it'll just the next day I'm flat as a pancake and I have to go and just shove 4,500 calories down just to fill back out, and I can lose it so quick. It's really crazy. It blows my mind. I know a lot of people aren't like that, but I never
realized for me how much like the energy makes a difference with carbs, because I'm about at like 550 grams of carbs right now, and when I was cutting over the summer I was about 200 flat. And don't get me wrong, the weight was shedding off of me. I was burning fat daily, but dude, I felt like such shit. I would just wake up in the morning and I had no energy or no desire
for calories in, calories out, and balancing energy, but carbs matter. Carbs matter.
Yeah, no, they do.
I don't understand. BioLane posted a good thing about it the other day, that like carb consumption is going this way in America, and then the obesity rate's going this way in America. So it's not carbs that are making people fat, and that's like real data that shows that like this whole keto fad and stuff. It's the calories at the end of the day, but I do think that carbs are really, really important, especially if you're performing.
No, they are.
Maybe sedentary. But
the difference when I work out, so I work out either end of the day or I work out around 11 a.m. Never changes. One of those two times. The difference in strength when I work out at night compared to 11 a.m. it's crazy how much stronger I am.
When you work out at night, have you already done your cardio before?
Just IGF.
I think Amino has it now. I think somebody was saying that Amino does carry HGH. Or is it the fragments?
They do.
So for a brief time, Amino had what they called HGH 191 AA.
Yes,
well, HGH is 191 chains of amino acids. So what they were selling was GH that they had synthesized. They just called it HGH 191 AA to get away with it.
Yeah, it was very expensive too.
Yeah,
I mean, regardless, it's fucking expensive.
It was
but I mean,
it's ridiculous. I don't understand what makes it so expensive. I don't. It's great and all, but like, I really don't understand.
Am I the only?
It's not as, I mean, honestly,
you're the only one not on it. What you're asking?
Yeah, am I the only?
No, I'm not on it yet either.
Have you tried it before?
No, he's got
I got
200 IUs just sitting in his room.
Oh, you've just been sitting on it. I'm coming, Rob.
I've been saying the same thing, man. I'm like, why are you just sitting on it, dude?
He's scared of it. You don't want to admit it.
No, trust me, I'm not scared of it.
You don't need that growth.
I think of all the things, it's one of the least to be scared of.
It's not that I don't need it, and I'm not scared of it. I'm gonna start it soon. At first, the issue was refrigerating it, because I didn't want to put it in just my fridge in my kitchen, because it just wouldn't have worked out. So I had to get a fridge, and then I got a fridge, and then I got a fridge, and then Hurricane Ida happened. So obviously I wasn't gonna do that. And so I'm gonna start it soon, but I mean, I'm not in any rush because things are going good with my bulk right now.
Like, yeah, but that takes a lot of time.
As your boy, I don't want you to get Columboism or insulin resistance. So you just get rid of that garbage and you give it to me, and I'm gonna get rid of it.
Okay, I'll let you get the Palumboism. But hey, I do want to ask y'all a question I wanted to ask earlier about the Olympia. So, as y'all know, Regan competed in the Olympia last year. It was his first Olympia for Open, and he placed dead last.
Well,
So
I think Juan Diesel got last, didn't he?
No, I'm pretty sure Regan got dead last year.
He was either
Could be
him or
wrong.
Juan.
If it wasn't last, it was second to last. But my point is, so he's gotten a lot better. I will give him that. But the lineup's gotten a lot better. So do we still have him dead last, or do we have him maybe moving a few spots up?
There's 19 people. I still can't find it. I don't know why. I saw it on Nick.
I got it. You want me to read it for you real quick? I got it right here. It's James Hollingshead, Regan Grimes.
I think James is going to do some damage.
Oh, James is looking freaky. He's got that.
Yeah.
He's so pale. He's got that pale, grainy shit.
It might mess his tan up. If he can get his tan down, he's gonna put him in like 8th place.
That boy's Caucasian dry.
You got Brandon Curry. You got Phil Heath. You got Hottie Chupin. William Bonac.
Phil's not doing it for sure. He's not.
He's out. Okay.
He's confirmed.
Rolly's a wild card. That's what I was saying because he hasn't said anything. He posted a picture on a plane today, so he may be coming. But he's not vocal ever since that show.
Where's he from? Where's he from?
He's out in Kuwait. I know that. I don't know where he's from exactly, but
he's from what the fuck's it?
It says Curacao. I don't know.
It's all in Curacao. But he's out in Kuwait is the area. I mean, that's where he trains and
he trained at Oxygen. Yeah, I got you.
He's with the whole camel crew out there.
The whole camel crew.
So the Olympia starts next Thursday, right?
Friday. It's a Thursday thing?
Thursdays, well, they say it starts Thursday, but that's because Thursday is the interviews. But it actually starts Friday.
Yeah. Well, I think their weigh-ins is it Thursday night or Friday?
It's Friday. Thursday's when they all sit at the table and they get interviewed.
Yeah, it's Friday because we were seeing him at weigh-ins. That's when we saw Chris because he was weighing in.
Yeah. Yeah, Chris was like, I got a meeting, guys.
Yeah, dude dodged me. I was like, yo, Chris. I threw a knuckle up and he was like, not right now. And just kept walking.
He's like, no, I got a meeting. I was trying to do a list, but I can't do a list, so it doesn't work.
He knows you're coming. He knows you're coming for him.
Yeah, I'm coming for
season. No, he literally like everyone else was like, said hey to us, and then it was Chris, and everybody was all excited.
We literally talked to almost anyone we wanted to. It was pretty great. We were located perfectly when it came to that. People in our hotel, just at the venue, because I ended up John didn't want to go by the door, and I'm like, dude, there's the athlete entrance. I'm like, why are we not by the athlete entrance? And we went over there, and then we ended up just meeting a bunch of them. It's where we met Nick when he was walking in, and we met Nick right there, and Branch Warren and a couple other people. And then I was like, why don't we just walk in with them? Because we only had tickets for the finals. And so I was like, all right, well, look, lady from the desk just turned around because they were doing something on the stage. So she started looking, and I was like, come on. And we just walked right in. So we didn't pay for Friday.
Yeah, it was pretty sweet. And that's when we got to see the 212 division too, because they don't compete on Saturday. They compete on Friday only.
Yeah.
So it was very interesting.
I want to be this year, but I just financial wise and with everything going on with me being uprooted and moving here and other stuff is not going to work. Be a great year, but
who you think's going to win 212? You think anyone could beat Sean Clarita?
Yes, 100%.
Personally, myself, I really liked Kamal, and I think that I'm going to use Kamal's posing song. I didn't even do it intentionally, but the song that I chose for my posing routine for the show that's coming up, I was sitting here and I'm like, man, I've heard it before. And I was going through my Olympia stuff, and when I clicked on his posing routine, I was like, that's the fucking song he used. And I really, really liked Kamal's performance.
Kamal's the guy from Libya, right?
Huh?
Yes.
Yeah, he's the guy from Libya. I know what you're talking about. What I never even got the specifics. What show are you doing? Where is it? What's the name of it?
I'll pull it up on the screen right now. It's in Kenner, November 6th. So I want to say Southern Muscle. I'm my fault for not even knowing the damn shows, but
it's at the Pontchartrain Center in Kenner. You know where that is?
Yeah.
Yeah. Right behind Cocoa Beach.
Yeah, I got a gambling problem. I'm usually down there.
Yeah.
They just gutted the trees in between Coconut Beach and the whole strip mall right there, and they're gonna rebuild or extend the casino right there, make it even bigger. I don't know if they're gonna.
Yeah.
Well, you know how they have to the left of Coconut Beach, they have the small little place that's been there forever. I think they're gonna gut that and then move it to the right of Coconut Beach.
Yeah, nobody goes to that casino unless you're like 90 and about to die.
What time we wrapping this up tonight?
Yeah, we can finish up here in a few minutes.
Right.
So I've got screen share.
Kev took
Kev's
his
got to get
break.
his 9 hours.
This is
He's tired now.
this is the show that I am doing. It'll be November 6th, the Southern Muscle. I was right, but it's the
That's
Ponce Trade
funny.
Center. It's the last show of the year. So hopefully Southern Muscle. This is who won it last year, I believe.
If I can sneak the if I can be low key, I'll try and live stream that bitch on your on the channel. Me and Andy and Kev can.
Well, we could do it. Yeah, I could get you the login to the Stallion Supps Instagram, and it's like you can tune into the Instagram live. That's a good idea.
Yeah. We'll live stream that and commentate it.
They've got, I mean, I just the thing is that I don't know who's doing the show, and so I'm not going to outsize a guy like this. But my conditioning's going to be there. I'll probably be 6'1", so I'll probably be around 185. I'm thinking.
Hey, go to the second guy.
He kind of looks like Nick. He kind of looks like Nick Walker in the face a little bit.
How do you think he compares to me? He's got pretty big muscle belly arms. I mean, his
I think
biceps.
your legs are bigger.
Your
He's got
midsection
really big legs.
Yeah,
I
he's
was
got
saying,
muscle.
legs.
Yeah, he's
Definitely
big.
got
His upper
beef.
body's got that barrel belly, but
Look at Zach.
Yeah.
Is that
You
from
think
last
I'll-
year? I don't think he did last year's shows. I don't know if these pictures are
this is 2
outdated.
years ago. They're
Yeah, 'cause-
outdated.
That picture you sent of Luke, was that Southern Muscle? I think it was. But was that last year's?
That was
I
last
think
year.
so.
He won it, I believe. Yeah,
So
he did.
then, who's this guy?
I don't know. I've never seen him. But before we wrap up, I think we should do everyone's top 5 if we're open, at least open at the Olympia.
Definitely.
do classic.
We can get to physique reviews. Do we have a lot of people or no?
yeah, I got some.
Um,
Connor, you want me to give you their names to look up and share your screen on?
Yeah,
Oh,
let's
Instagram
do
right
3
do,
for this week.
Let's bust.
We'll do 3.
Let's
All right,
bust.
one
Off
is Mike. Hey, Renegade Mike.
Renegade.
He said he
Yep.
wants to be.
Yeah, he liked my picture.
What were you saying though, Jacob?
He said he's not natty anymore.
No, so
I think you can definitely tell he's filling out a little bit, which is
He
great.
did.
let's
He's on
pull
the
him
dark
up.
side.
Let's pull him up. Let's
He made a whole post about it.
let's be unnaturally. We can be unnaturally honest about
Yeah,
it
I
now.
told him. I said, "Welcome to the dark side, brother."
But I
will
was
be
reading the
on that
comments.
Guys, physique.
I was reading the comments of his post, and apparently his version of the dark side is like 10 milligrams of ostarine.
Oh, he's
So-
just running.
Yeah, so he's not dark side.
If you ain't
he's-
pinning,
Milligrams.
you ain't winning.
no,
That is not medical
He-
advice.
he's like wannabe dark side.
Yeah, I'd
he's,
say-
he's at least stepping a little bit onto that side.
I'm pretty
You gotta
sure
start somewhere.
I'm pretty sure ostarine's for vegans. I'm pretty sure it is vegan. I'm not gonna lie to you. I think it's kosher too.
We've got. It's hard to tell because he doesn't do raw pictures. But
No, they're
I
very
did. He did. I thought I liked this one, but he did
blow that up a little bit. If you can.
look pretty good here. I will say that he did start to. He's
There you
starting to
go.
fill out a little bit. Well, I think
His
he's doing a
back's getting
show.
decently big.
You know, I think
He's
I'm
doing a
gonna
show.
have to take a trip to Club 4 Lafayette and show this cat who runs that.
Let's get a front. Do that front one all the way on the go up.
Yeah, because we did the same show last year, but I didn't get to stand next to him because I didn't want
We
to do
did teen
teams.
only.
Like, I mean,
Yeah.
I'm now that I look at it, I'm an idiot just because I could have had the trophy and all that. Because I had that standard set for myself that I was like, I'm gonna win the teams if I do it. So I'm just gonna do with the overall because I want to see how I compared like overall. I got third. I was on the NPC page and stuff. They showed the breakdown. But like, if you look at me, like even the comments were like, "Congrats to the kid standing up there with the big dogs." Like, 'cause I
Yeah.
was so much smaller than them. My conditioning.
No, it was-
compliments on, but like,
Your muscle maturity alone was so much younger than it is now.
I even got
remember-
comments
Yeah.
on that. Is that they were like, "Your muscle maturity's there." I was just flat as a pancake and just
Cool.
but, like I was
Super flat.
shredded to the bone. My glutes were in, my hamstrings. I was
When
dry
I
as
saw
shit.
you, when I saw you that shredded for the first time, I still looked like a physique guy.
Yeah, that was what
Yeah,
you were there.
you were smaller.
Was it 168? Is that what I woke up that morning? You were there.
Yeah, you were
Okay.
bone dry around 5 a.m. at 168, and then once you got some carbs in you, you were about 170-ish.
Yeah, I definitely waited too long. I'm just going to go in with the Ian and Patrick Tour approach with this one, is that I'm not going to cut water. I'm not going to do anything crazy. I'm literally just going to get really, really depleted and lean to a certain point. And then when I feel like, all right, I'm good, I'm just going to slowly start to eat more. And then like a day before the show, carb up, morning of, carb up, and just eat. And I'll be conservative on my water, but I don't plan to cut out and do anything drastic or crazy.
No, just conservative on the water. And I definitely agree with the approach just based off of, I was like literally by your side that whole week out.
Why overthink it?
So
because there's so much that you can do.
Not going to name them just to not do that. But your coach at the time he really fucked you over.
Well, I mean, he took my money, he gave me a cycle, and then just ignored me. So
yeah, 2 days out from the show, he was just like, "Yeah, I'm gonna stop answering." Yeah. And then once Connor placed third, he was like, "I coached this guy all along. Ended up placing third. This is my guy."
Well, I mean, even then, every time I was vocal with something, he would like shut me down, and he would tell me like, "You don't know what you're talking about." And I'm like, "Look, I don't, but I do know my body, and I could tell you like some things are off." And he was like, "Stick with my plan, like this and that." And I'm like, "Okay, like listen, I know we have to stick to a plan, but I'm telling you that like, so it's not working the best." And then so like, yeah. And then day of the show, I'm like, "Look, show's coming up. Like, you ready?" And he was like, "Yes, text me." And then like I'm like a day out, and he answered me like one time, and then he didn't text me till like 2 days after the show. He's like, "So how'd you do?" I'm like, "Are you fucking kidding me?" Like,
yeah. And to give y'all an example, he was so unresponsive to Connor that I actually ended up taking some videos of Connor on my phone, and I DM'd them to this guy, and he instantly read my message. Like,
yeah,
instantly.
He's on Instagram because he has to make sales. He has to sell his products and shit. But that was total bullshit. I've coached myself, and I'm going to continue until I feel like if I can get this national qualification on the 6th, I'm going to take a very long off season, and then I'm going to get a very official coach and work on coming into a national level with a crazy physique. But I think just for the NPC and stuff, I can do it myself for now.
Yeah, I mean, you have your friends on your side too, which none of us are coaches, but we've been doing this. We have a good eye. I'd say we all have a good eye. Like, we're going to be honest with you. If we feel you're too flat, we're going to tell you. We're just going to be like, go Connor.
Eat a burgie.
Yeah. I say that.
I'm thinking about doing the same show.
That's my go-to is burgers. Carb up every time. Burgers, dude. I fucking love it.
Yep. I've never looked any worse from eating a burger to fill out. I'll put it like that. I've flattened out and filled up a bunch just to test my own shit. Like when I've been lean and I've
burgers. I don't know. It's so greasy too. Like other things will kind of mess up my track, but I can smash a burger and fries, and as long as I don't have a bunch of food in my system, it doesn't bloat me, and my body soaks it up. It'll eat that shit up.
Like, I agree.
100 calories in an hour. Boom.
And it's every refeed I did during my cut was pretty much a burger and fries, and I looked insane.
Like Dakota and I talked about, red meat. Something about it.
Yeah. No, I eat 2-3 meals right now with red meat. So
I get at least 2.
Out of 6. It's 2 or 3. It depends on the day.
Connor, I'm getting the yawning syndrome, dude.
Dude, I told y'all earlier, because I used to do it pre, and I did it post today because I was in a rush. So I was like, all right, I'll do it post. And I had to go run errands. And I'm literally sitting in traffic, and I'm like, what the fuck, man? Like, I'm literally just like dozing off in my car.
Yeah.
Like, why am I so tired? And it wasn't even like physically, it's just mentally.
My body. Hey,
nap time to take a nap.
So the thing that scares me about that, like, and that's not why I haven't started before y'all go on and making those comments. Yeah. But when Connor can vouch for me, because he was there, we actually made a documentary on it. We just never posted it. Was the first time I ever took anything since I was in high school. And at the time I was like 110 pounds. I'd stopped working out for like 2-3 years, but I took MK677 by itself, and I would hang out with Connor a lot. And like, I could not stay awake just off of like 20 milligrams of MK677.
I would like, I don't like MK.
Yeah,
I've tried
but
it.
it, like,
It's
made
just
me-
not my thing. I like the
No,
growth hormone. I just
It-
MK is not my cup of tea.
So a side effect of MK, which it doesn't happen to everyone, but it is like a common side effect, which it did happen to me, is a lot of people get water in their ankles, like water weight in their ankles and calves.
Well, you
and
get
I experienced that. You did too?
Edema.
so you hold a lot of muscle or water in between your joints, and your feet, believe it or not, have more bones in it than any part of your body. So
Right.
that's a lot of joints and tendons and all that's in the area. So I'd assume that you probably get the cankles from just the amount of joints and tendons that are all within your feet and ankles, that all that water just goes down there from the inflammation.
Yeah, and it wasn't even the look that I was like displeased by. I mean, like obviously I was, but it was the pain I would get, like when I was trying to do cardio and shit. It was like it was just unbearable. I actually ended up stopping the MK because I didn't have a good experience with it. That was the only time I ran it.
You're like that on growth. It's mine.
There's another thing about MK that I kind of just learned from a guy named Sam Stolt. He's a big peptides researcher based out of Clearwater, Florida. Go follow him on Instagram. But anyway, he was saying if you look at what MK is, it's a ghrelin receptor agonist. That means
it's not even a growth hormone secreted guy.
That means it agonizes your ghrelin receptor. That means your body believes it is starving to death for prolonged periods of time. What that is going to do to your strength output is another reason why I don't want to mess with it anymore. Because you are not. I can guarantee. It doesn't take a medical degree to comprehend that. If your body believes it's starving, you're not going to perform. It's not going to output at maximal exertion because it's saving energy to stop from quote unquote starving, even though all you're doing is agonizing that receptor with the chemical.
Right. And scientifically, that makes total sense because anybody who's experimented with MK677 knows the first 2 to 3 days you take it, you are so hungry that you literally feel sick, and you eat so much to try to fill yourself up. Connor had it really bad when he did it his first time, but you eat so much to fill yourself up,
John and I
and you just
you
cannot seem to fill yourself up.
We were sick. But we were young too. We just science bio had just came out. Man, and he was like, dude, there's this shit. He's like, it's gonna get us huge. At the time, I'm like 140 pounds. I'm like, man, I can't eat enough. He's like, I got this. We didn't even have a scale. We went in my room and we just dumped some on and parachuted it. So we were so sick. Like it was so. One of the reasons I probably still don't like it is it's like that first time thing. Like it was just eight.
It's horrible.
Eight. I'm sitting here and I'm like about it bloated. My stomach hurts and I'm just like my stomach's growling like eat. And I'm like, what is going on? And then pass out, wake up. I'm bloated, constipated, tired. It's not my cup of tea.
Fellas, Kev Swole's about to check out. Kev Swole's got to be up early. Kev Swole will be back next podcast. Next podcast will be structured. We'll have more things planned out.
This is kind of just an introductory. We kind of just bullshitted and talked the whole time.
It was just
made it all the way.
Just a little freelance.
Little
freelance random. Action.
I'm serious about the name thing. We're gonna still brainstorm, but put comments down below on what y'all think for names or just anything kind of goofy, but still kind of serious.
Make me laugh.
And I'll send you out a free tub of pre-workout, whatever flavor. I have 2, which pineapple, mango, or pink lemonade. If y'all do that down in the comments or just any other ideas, you can shoot them to me or any of them on Instagram. I'll put their Instagram in the bios. Shoot us just messages, questions, anything, and we'll just kind of talk about it. We just wing this one, but we'll try to be a little more structured next time.
Yeah, and if you do want your physique rated, just send one of us a DM of your physique, and we'll honestly rate it. And like we're not going to be douches about it. Yeah, we I mean, it's fun and games, but we're not going to be douches. We're not going to be like, oh, this guy's horrible. I'm not.
Kevin's an asshole, so don't.
Kevin might be a douche, but I think I can
I'm not
vouch
going to be a
Connor.
douche, but I'm not going to shy away from telling the truth. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, I think I can vouch for the rest of us. We're not going to be straight douches to you.
Depends how much trend I'm on. If I'm not on any trend, if I'm on TRT, if I'm cruising, I'm going to be nice. If you don't have a good physique, if you don't have a good physique, I'm not gonna tell you oh, go do something else. Like you clearly have no future.
Well, there's a difference between being honest and being mean. Like I'm saying, we're gonna be honest, but we're not gonna be like, bro, why'd you even send us this? You're so fucking shitty. Like, just stop. You might as well just stop working out. Like, we're not going to be talking to people like that.
Yeah. I mean, maybe, but we'll see.
He said, "We'll see."
I'll
Yeah.
try to be nice. I'll be the nice guy.
Yeah, next time I post a picture, next time I post a picture saying like this to get your physique rated, it's going to get 0 likes.
Wait,
Big thing. I try to tell these little kids that DM me all the time. I'm like, man, like you clearly know that I'm not against gear, but y'all are just so young. Like, do you want a small dick? Like, do you want to just shut down your DHT so you don't develop? Like, let your body run its course and then come talk to me.
Yeah.
They think I like
definitely
don't want
agree with
them to like be big, and I'm like, bro, I'm not trying to hog the games. I don't. I'm just telling you that like I was miserable for a part of my life because some motherfucker that I DM'd told me what you're expecting me to tell you, and like it's not what you need to hear. It sucks, but that's not what you need to hear.
I can also agree. I took a cycle at 16, and I was just like Connor. I wanted the size. I didn't care what it took. And I suffered for about a year because I didn't know what I was doing.
Lost it all, depression,
I fucked myself,
hormone imbalance.
lost it all, depression.
Yeah,
I ended up weighing less than when I started.
I'd probably be a little bit structurally different if I let my body develop a little bit before I went in there and just shut my fucking hormones down.
Yeah, same here. And I wouldn't have gyno.
Yeah. I'm very lucky that I have minimal, but like, yeah, I've still got a little tiny lump.
A little flare up, right?
Yeah. Well, it's now that it's like, it's not really noticeable from that aspect, but I can't be as lenient as I want to now because it'll just flare up. And that's because of just mistakes I made when I was super young.
And I find with mine, and I think you're the same way, it's not that other people notice it, but you notice it because you see it constantly.
A lot harder. So we're a little stricter.
Yeah.
Yeah, I say we'll do a little bit more official of a review and stuff in the later episodes.
Kevin showing off the quads.
Gotcha. All right, well, Kev's about to go to sleep now. It's 12:05. I'm going to conclude, at least myself, from this. I will be back.
Right.
We'll have more structure.
We're going to wrap it up. I'm about tired.
See you next time, guys.
No, we're going to close up
one more time, and then I'm gonna fucking call it a night myself. I think it was pretty well. We're definitely all over the place, so we got to get a little structurally better, but I think that'll just come with time. I'm just glad we kind of got the rounds laid. I think we did well. Kind of talked the whole time. It's about an hour and a half, I think is what we got. So tomorrow I'll render it all together and get it. But
I don't know that YouTube will let us upload the part of Kev injecting.
I'm gonna leave the commentary in, but I'm gonna put a I'm gonna put a funny emote over his little thing on here with the screen recording.
Yeah. He was dying to talk about gear.
He just started his growth. He wants everyone to know he's about to go from fucking 240 to 260. He's massive, but he's definitely a big voice.
Yeah, but it went well. I was impressed. We need to take it a little slower and just kind of stay on a course. Just set like an outline. Almost like an outline.
Roast us in the comments. Go down and just fucking roast all of us. Rate our physiques. Tell us that we're all like 2s.
Yeah.
A lot of people got to understand, if I give you a 3, you didn't ask what I give myself, because if I only give myself a fucking 4 and you're smaller than me, it's not looking like you're gonna get a good review from me. And
we're not giving y'all 3s and giving ourselves
I don't think I'm
10
a
out
10.
of 10s.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm not a 10. I'm not a 7 or an 8. I'm not a 6.
Yeah, my body just
we're the same.
It's definitely up there. I'm not up here. I've got the mindset that I think I can do it, but it's not because I look at myself and I'm like, I'm the fucking best. Like, I just know mentally I was like, I'm working on it and I'm gonna fucking be there. But it's not because I look in the mirror and I'm like, I'm already a winner. That's not it.
I am Nick Walker.
Yeah. I tell you what, he's got me motivated as shit right now. I like that mindset.
Me too.
The Arnold guys.
Speak it into existence. Yeah.
I'm simply next year I'm gonna win the Arnold.
Yeah.
You are?
Yeah, I called it here first, and it happened.
Yeah. All right. Well, hey, look, when it happens, I'm gonna be so proud, man.
Now, on a side note, do any of y'all know where I get like 4 or 5 grams of tren?
Yeah. Leave me in the comments. I need a tren.
Yeah. DM me later.
They'll hit me up at Napsky.
Speaking of that, did y'all know? So you know how to become a pro, you gotta
do trend.
You gotta do trend, but you gotta nationally qualify and then win a national show, get your pro card. You obviously know that. Did you know you can just right now sign up for the amateur Olympia? And if you win that bitch, you're a pro.
Yeah, that's what Juji Mufu's doing.
Yeah, no, that seems like the move. One show and you're a pro if you can manage to win it.
Yeah,
Like
that's pretty
Where
tight.
did someone else did that? I forget who.
I'm not sure. Off the top
Probably
of my
men's
head, but-
physique. I don't know about
Let's see. No, Chris got his at North Americans.
That's
yeah,
where
he did
Nick
North
did
American.
his as well. I know a
Yep.
handful of good people at North American seems to be the route they go. I think that's coverage
what's-
wise. That's more of a plan that they're like, you win North American.
Publicity.
Like, no, not many people talk
Yeah.
about the amateur Olympia.
No,
It's not
no, not at
Because
all.
you're so focused on the big Olympia that you don't worry about the amateur. But North America's is at its own time of the year that like you get more of the clout from it. You get more of the fame, the spotlight.
Yeah.
There's
So
more-
for the
Yeah, way more opportunity.
for the live stream for the Olympia, I'm not exactly 100% on the numbers, but I believe I think it's 40 for the live stream, and then to include the amateur, it's 60. I'm just gonna go ahead and buy the amateur too, because I'm curious to see what these amateurs look like. Like I've never looked at the amateur Olympia.
Yeah,
So I wanna
maybe
see
do
if,
it
like,
yourself. Yeah.
I want to see what the level is that they're on. Because Juju looks pretty crazy right now, but I don't know if he's doing classic or open.
He's got to do. I feel like with
he's doing open.
his
Okay.
midsection is too
Wide.
It's
Yeah.
too. He's got a thick fucking midsection. I don't think he can.
He
do five.
does. He does. But
He
so
might do
Juju's
well.
got a good. Yeah, no, his legs are not as big as they should be, but
Fucker
He's
still
got a great
squats
physique.
600 pounds, something like
he
that.
does. No, he does. He does, and he could still. He's the most fucking agile
Yeah. There's
guy
not a
for
man out
being
there
that.
that's a split like that.
Yeah, just do backflips and backflips.
As soon as I started doing jiu-jitsu, like Brazilian jiu-jitsu, I learned, I was like, how is that motherfucker so big and so agile? Because I got put in one arm bar and I was like, yeah, I can't bench press for like 3 weeks. This is miserable.
Yeah.
Moving around is
Shit.
just like, even if I was fucking someone else up, I was hurting myself doing it. I was like, all right, my joints are 185 pounds on 5'7" is not meant to roll around doing MMA. I'm good.
It's like the fighters, they're all skinny. They're all real small.
Yeah, I before Connor moved to Texas, I tried to do a split at Connor's house one night. I was just bored, and I got
Ooh.
about 3/4 of the way, and I honestly
hit him.
thought something was gonna
It
pop.
depends,
Thought
but
something was gonna pop.
I had them down, and I've had some hip problems recently.
Right.
So I'm having trouble with them, but I'm working on it for the show. I want splits in my routine, not sideways.
I remember
can't do 'em
about a
from
year.
this way, but yeah, I can do them vertical or like front and back.
Yeah. I remember you doing splits about like before your last show in Lafayette.
Yeah, I was there. I should have put it in my routine or something like that just to flex it, but
Yeah, I was telling Kev about that. It was funny. I was talking to Kevin. He was like, "I don't think I could ever be that type of person to do a split on stage."
dude, my shorts have gotten pretty small. I might have to get a bigger pair. They do well when I'm posing, but I was doing my stretches in them the other day. I did a little bit of posing. I was doing stretches. My ball fell out. That happens on stage. That's it. I'm rapping. Towel's going in. That's it. Bro. I hit a fucking split and you just see my nut pop out. That's it. That's it.
Yeah, that'd be pretty embarrassing.
Yeah.
He's going, he's throwing away his gear. He's canceling his gym membership, and that was that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
No, if
just
that
deleting
happens,
my
you just got to
Instagram.
embrace it.
If
No,
that
at that
happens,
point, yeah. I might as well just look down, look up, and just
Pose even harder. Yeah, pose even harder.
that's when you pull out the shaft too.
yeah,
Just let it drop out.
wrap it around.
That's when you just rip that fucking banana sling off and you pose.
Yeah.
You pose the way God made
Hey,
you.
it might get you points.
Just put my sock back on like the fucking tanning room.
Put a sock over it.
Yeah. No, hey, when he got tanned for his last show, I picked him up after, and he gets in my car and he throws a sock at me, and like I grab it, I'm like, "What the fuck is this?" And he was like, "That's been on my dick all morning," and I was like, "What the fuck?"
Well, they want you
Yeah.
naked in the room so they can tan you. So they're like, here's a sock if
Yeah.
you want it. And I was like, well, I ain't that comfortable, so sure. But they got some people that just rock out with their cocks out in there. I'm like,
Y'all probably
Especially when you're backstage. I mean, if you don't have a sock on, there's pretty much like 40, 50 people just like can see your dick.
they
So
don't care. They got people that don't
no,
care.
I know they don't care, but I'm saying it's a matter if you care or not. Like, do you want 50 people to see your dick or do you not?
if I'm backstage, probably not. If I'm going to a tanning place that's private, I probably do care.
I'm the same way. If I go to a tanning place, I don't give a fuck. But if I'm in front of 50 jack dudes backstage, I
I'll
don't
tell
think
you
I'm just
what, they
gonna
see
want
your butthole. That lady was between my legs.
Yeah.
Yeah. They see that.
You got to get there.
Well,
Yeah.
they don't want you. Yeah, you don't want to just have a white crotch and then brown legs. So they get
Did
it
she
all.
Did she go to lift your balls to spray your butt and say,
Yeah, hold your
"There's no
balls.
balls"?
No, that's what I'm saying though. Is they tell you spread them, and so you spread them, and then they get under you and they down. They get the
Tried to
angle.
lift your balls, and she said, "I've never seen balls these
No,
small."
I took mine in the sock.
Yeah.
They're all good. They're not dangling. Oh.
Yeah, that was the joke I was gonna make before. Is that if you're
That was one of the
bald,
things. I looked at homegirl and I was like, I mean, I could come in without it if you want, but I got small balls, baby.
yeah, yeah.
It ain't much, but it's honest work.
It ain't much, but it's what God gave me minus about 25% because I shrunk them myself.
Yeah.
All right, let's wrap it up.
Oh,
It's late.
Yeah.
it was a good start. We'll make it better next week.
Yeah,
Better
it'll
than-
just get better with time. We're gonna age like wine.
Y'all stay
Yeah.
tuned.
I'll make a
Definitely
post in the morning.
Yeah, I'm gonna put it together tomorrow because tomorrow's my off day, so I can sit together and kind of edit everything, get together.
Yeah.
See how we're
Make
doing.
it I wish we had a picture of all of us. We could make it the cover photo. But
They usually just
we
clip
don't
the
yet.
part out. If there's anything with a part of us with all of us laughing, I'll screenshot it and probably make that the cover or something like that.
I'm gonna drop
Yeah,
any
perfect.
tags real quick. Like if I don't get to say it before I roll out because it's kind of late now, y'all go add me on Instagram, follow me there, JADFit.
I'm gonna have
Jay-
them all in the bio and all that. I'm gonna put the
That's cool.
Instagrams down below for everybody that's
Buzz Lightyear.
yeah, Buzz Lightyear,
To the
FBB and beyond.
I thought about making my name Buzz Lightyear 69, but I figured once I started competing and taking fitness more seriously, people would not
Wouldn't
take
want
Buzz
that.
Lightyear 69.
Yeah, need some seriousness.
Yeah. Stick with just Buzz Lightyear.
Yeah.
Better.
Well, it's just my name. It was gonna be my whole username was. It wasn't gonna be JADFit. It was gonna be Buzz Lightyear 69.
69.
I think you should make
yeah.
it Buzz Lightyear, but screw the 69 part.
I think Buzz Lightyear's nice. I like it. Like when I first saw it, I was joked out for like a couple minutes. I was like, "That's clever."
Yeah.
All right, I gotta go eat.
But
Later.
all right, me too. See y'all.
Later.